All right, everybody, welcome back to Drew Want to Know. This week, we talk about North Carolina, Subway sandwiches, parking in New York, the new Tron movie, and a lot more. All this coming up on this episode of
Wanna know?
What's Up, everybody? Welcome back. Drew Want to Know this week. Man, I went to North Carolina this week. That place is cool. I like North Carolina a lot. Uh, Barbecue was good. I know there's a huge barbecue, battle between all the southern states and Texas and all that kind of stuff. I liked it. It seemed very pork based. It was very good. It's great barbecue sauce. Very fun. We went to the North Carolina State Fair, which is cool because it was huge. It was way bigger than fairs that I know of. I'm aware of a fair. The only fair that I went to, the only fair that I was ever gone to was it was a Catholic school put on a fair for some reason every year, I guess for donations or whatever, and it was just like a little bit of. What's up, everybody? Drew Want to Know. Drew Beekler here. Went to North Carolina this week. It was sick. I loved it. Very cool. Barbecue, very good. Uh, Went to Cookout, which is their big like takeout place. You can substitute like everything for it. It's crazy. Like you get like a quesadilla instead of fries. It was insane. Uh, that was great. Had some really good stuff. I know there's a big battle between barbecue places down there. I'm gonna go there for right now, mostly because I haven't tried anything else. I'm just excited about barbecue. I was just pumped about the barbecue, so I think that is it's worth checking out for sure. While we're down there, I was down there for the Oak City Comedy Festival. If you haven't seen those guys, they're awesome. They rock. They're awesome. It was a great week of shows. Um, we went to we went to the the North Carolina State Fair, which was uh, very fun. It was way bigger than any fair that I've ever been to. I'm used to the fair I went to was put on by a Catholic school uh, every every year, and it was small and weird, and it was just kind of like a couple rides and like games and stuff. I don't know why they did it. I remember going, "This is stupid and not as cool as it should be," I guess. But I thought that's what fairs were. So I don't know. And but it was cool. It was whew, the amount of colors and signage. I was just in sensory overload. Everything just is like ah. It's like a kid would lose their mind. It's designed to get kids to get their parents to spend money on them for sure, and they're doing a great job. Because I spent a lot of money. Got a giant turkey leg, classic. If there's a big turkey leg out there, I'm gonna eat it. Um, Usually got them at Ren fairs. I like the Ren fair. Ren fair was a cool fair. But then I also really liked. I got it into the first one I ever had was in Disney. I remember we shared one, and I remember going, "This will not stand. I will have the rest of this I will have one for myself." And I remember going to get it, got it for myself, and they wouldn't let me on the rock and roller coaster until I finished the whole thing. So I had to like quickly eat the whole thing, and then got on a roller coaster and almost vomited everything all over the place. So wouldn't recommend that, but it was still, I beat the turkey leg. That's all that mattered. You got to get through it. It's a big leg. It's the whole thing. I got that. They roasted corn that was just dipped in a bucket of butter. Gotta respect just the absolute lack of any sort of nutrients that corn was gonna give me. I love it. I love that mentality. I felt good about that. Put salt, pepper, Old Bay on it. Whew. Old Bay, underrated seasoning. I'll say that. I think it was very good. Fun fact: I talked about this last week on the BLT about the BLT. Put a bit of Old Bay on a BLT. It's pretty good. I worked at Subway sandwiches for a very long time, and I tried everything when we were there. I went through. I put every single meat that you could possibly put on all together. It was something. Um, and if you want to be weird, this isn't even weird. I do this every time I go to Subway now. I make them toast the bacon instead of putting it in the microwave. Make them put it in the toaster oven, separate from the bread, and it makes it kind of taste a little like it's off of a frying pan. Very good. I highly recommend that. Just as Subway insider information. I know it's a whole different now. They have deli slicers now where they have to show that they're cutting up their meat. That probably still isn't meat, but this fools us. It makes it look like actual meat. But that corn was so good. I love a roasted corn. I'll do that. I know people do the elote stuff. I get it. I think it's too much. I think it's too much stuff. I don't know. It's very good. I love the flavor of it and everything like that. I just love corn, butter, salt. Just the simplicity of that is so good. I can eat that every day. Every time I see roasted corn on the street, especially here in New York during the summer, where it's like there's like these street like food fairs all the time. They always have it. I always get at one, and they're so good, so delicious. I'll do it. Yeah, it was mostly food. That's what I realized. That's what a fair should be. It's mostly deep fried stuff. Listen, the amount of gluten that was, in these at the state fair would be enough to kill some of my friends. The whole time I'm like, man, Billy would not make it through here. This would be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. Super fun. We went with a bunch of comics. We saw these huge pumpkins, huge, 1,500-pound pumpkins. It blew my mind. You know what blew my mind the most is that it was one growing season. They said one growing season, which I assume is just like a couple of the seasons, like a couple, like I don't know. I'm not sure how much a growing season is really, but I assume it's something along the lines of 1 year, maybe like during that season that they grow. I'm like, how do you see that a pumpkin's going that big? They're like, oh, it's just fertilizer and stuff. I'm like, this is crazy. This thing grew huge in like a couple months? This thing got this big? Insane. It was crazy. The things it was literally like what I assumed the size Jabba the Hutt was. Maybe a little smaller than him. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the full dimensions of Jabba the Hutt, but God, it was alarming how big these things were. They won prizes. Also, they had prizes for hay. Hey, I don't know what they're judging on. It all looked exactly the same. There was look and different categories of stuff, and I'm like, what are we judging this on? They look exactly the same. Some maybe a little green. I don't know. They had little ribbons on them. That must be a tough job. Just judging hay. I'm a hay judge. What do you do? I judge hay. You mean grass? No, hay and grass, they're different. It's crazy. I feel like I would want to be that. I would love it out of as a business card. What do you do? I'm a hay judge. So you hate? There's no hay. I judge hay. It's cool. A lot of cool stuff there. Blacksmith. They're making blacksmithy stuff, which was super fun. They also had a butterfly pavilion where you could learn about butterflies, which I was not expecting. That was out of left field. I learned a lot about butterflies. I didn't know that they migrate. Who knew? Who knew that butterflies migrate? I've never seen them. I've never seen a butterfly fly in a straight line. It's always kind of like they're always perching as quickly as possible. I just thought they were. Seems like a long journey. I like to think they go to Cancun. They're like, we're getting wasted, butterfly wasted, living our butterfly lives. I was surprised. I didn't know. I was surprised. I was very surprised to hear that butterflies migrate to Mexico because I didn't know that butterflies love tacos that much. it seems very silly to go all that way. There were tacos there. I had a good one. It was pretty good. I feel like the butterflies could have just stayed in North Carolina. Literally, there's tacos there. It's just, oh man, it was so good. There's so much food. I I've been craving a veggie. I could just go. I feel like it's the same thing when I go back to home in Lancaster. I just like everything's pretty brown, and I'm just like I love a vegetable. I would love a fresh veggie. Some collard greens while there. That was good. They were good too. But it's just like a fresh green something. Some veggies. It was all meat. It was all heavy pork and everything like that. Super good. They had these great enchiladas. There was a that we had during the comedy festival. They gave it to us, which was great. It was pork and plantains, and I was very surprised by that. It's sweet and the pork taste, sweet, salty. Mm. Just put that on my plate every day. I would eat that. I would eat that all day. Yeah, it was a good trip. Got a lot done. Very cool. I have not seen the new Tron movie yet, but I do have thoughts about it. My friend, we were talking about it yesterday. They saw it. They said it was not good. Which I don't know. I feel like the fact that they made the last one wasn't that great. It was interesting. It was cool, like whatever, to see the new updated Tron stuff with all the cool graphics and stuff like that. But like, ultimately, I've never gone back to see the movie. And I know their big thing was like a completely CG Jeff Bridges. But again, like that's stuff's so hard to do. I just don't know why we're doing like. I feel like the first Tron movie was kind of what we wanted, right? I don't know. I don't think we needed more than that. That first one, it was good. It is what it is. And it was cool at the time. All the graphics and all the stuff that you know about it, like what they did was kind of extraordinary, and it was cool. It was different. It was nice. But do I feel like we need more Tron movies? Nah, not really. Especially ones like I believe the plot based on the trailer I saw is that it's Jared Leto is a thing, and they 3D print him, and he's in the real world, but um he like gets out in the real world and starts taking over everything. Which they're just banking on the whole AI thing. And I feel like those movies aren't about. I don't want to see the real world in those movies. I want to see the grid. I don't want to be in the real world in Tron. I'm not looking. I just feel like it's so like Westworld was like that, right? Like they're trying to get at the end they were trying to get out of the park into the real world and get out, right? And it's just, I just don't feel like we need more Tron movies that are like that. Like, give me something that's interesting in the grid, or another, like, kind of like just go back to basics almost. Maybe even a remake would have been good. I don't know. I'm usually against remakes, but usually they don't change anything. But I don't know. I feel like we just didn't need this movie, but it's what we're gonna get, right? Because it's all just putting out movies that are, have already have fans in them. Already have fans that come along, right? Like people that are like the first Tron movie are gonna see the other Tron movie. I'm probably gonna see it, even though I heard it's bad, and I don't feel like I need it. And that's probably and that I'm part of the problem. And it's me being extremely part of the problem. And it's just I just wished that we just got something like a new idea, right? But what are you gonna do? It's we can't really do much about it. I guess I'll just go keep seeing them, But it just it is what it is. I did see that movie, the battle, one battle after another, which when I went to go see it, I told my friend who was super into it. I said, "Oh, I'm going to see one fight after another," and he goes, "You should probably go change that ticket to one battle after another, because that's actually a good movie." And I was like, "Oh yeah, the movie I was going to see was just two hobos fighting each other." I'm like, "Why is this good? No, it's getting good reviews, and I don't understand really why, of why it's like, it's, um, It's getting such good reviews. I'm just not even in a theater. I'm just like in the back alley. I'm like, what? Like, what an interesting theater. They're getting different every time. I'll do this. I do love an old theater, like a super old theater. I like the new ones are nice, like the whole like nice, comfy seats and everything like that. But there's something about like an old theater where like everything kind of like the projectors work and whatever, but like everything else is kind of terrible. Like it's kind of bad. I I just feel like it's one of those things. It's like I like that. I like the grittiness of it. You know, I kind of want to feel that it's everything else is falling apart around me. Maybe it's the first theater I remember going to was one that literally the wallpaper would like fall off um, the walls. It's now a Sheetz gas station, which is upsetting. Even though Sheetz is pretty good, I know we can get into a Sheetz Wawa debate. I know that's a hot topic. Um, I'm a Sheetz guy. I was around them more than Wawa, so I think that's why. But I just like I will say the one thing that Wawa has over Sheetz is the mini sub. I like the little 4-inch sub that you can get at Wawa. That's pretty cool. I do like that because it's like not enough to ruin your dinner, but enough to keep you going through like whatever you're going. That's super good. Um, but yeah, um, I drove down to North Carolina, which is cool. The 8.5 hours each way, um, which I'll tell you this, and just having it in New York so far, parking in New York, at least where I am, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a nightmare. Nah, not at all. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty you just got to get the sides, get the rhythm down so far. Like again, I'm not resting on my laurels here. I feel like they're gonna throw me the surprise here one day, and that's when I'm gonna get all the tickets. But um, so far, pretty good. I don't know. Maybe it's where I live. Um, that it's easier. We have to change like every day. Some people are like once a week. This is like every day. So maybe that's better because everyone's kind of moving and fluctuating, but it's not as bad because like I don't know, like I feel like I've been conditioned to deal with like the terribleness of New York driving. Like I helped my friend move once and we took a U-Haul because we didn't know what we were doing. Like it was if you were in a U-Haul, just know everyone around you should know that you don't know what you're doing. I think it's similar to like a city bike where it's like you're not like you just assume people on city bikes just don't know anything because they're renting this bike. Um, but it's like you're driving the U-Haul. Like everyone around you should just be cautious around you because you have no idea what's going on. And we're going to the Verrazano Bridge from Staten Island, and at that point, all of the we got on the other side of the bridge, all of the lanes just disappeared, like all left. And I remember not knowing if I'm in a lane, if I need to get over to a lane. I was trying to get to exit soon, and we had full insurance on the U-Haul. I looked as best as I could, and I just would yell fully insured, and then pull into the next lane. And luckily it worked, but it was scary. It was a scary situation, and I'm glad that day everyone around me was aware that I didn't know that this thing is very big and way different than what I'm used to driving. So I drove a U-Haul a couple times through Manhattan, so I feel pretty good about driving in New York at the moment. I feel like any other car I can deal with and handle. So on that note, that has been our show for this week. Thank you guys for listening and thanks for subscribing. Make sure you subscribe down below. A couple announcements of we're doing Big Wave Comedy every Tuesday, always. Spencer Wright, me, and a bunch of other comics that we change every week. There's a weekly show in the East Village. Also, I'm going to be doing a special taping here in kind of a short special kind of thing in on November 1st at Broadway Comedy Club. You should check that out. I can link the tickets in bios, I guess, here, or put it in the description down below. I'll put it in the down below. Description down below. Yeah, decided. And we'll get that going. So that'll be great. So if you want to see me on Tuesdays, come by Big Wave Comedy. On my website, I'll have all my shows listed. And on November 21st, taping thing, Broadway Comedy Club. Bunch of people there. It's me and a couple other comics. It's going to be super fun. But thank you all again for watching, subscribing, and we'll see you all next time on...
Drew, wanna know.